Y'all already know what it is, your boy JG when players talk. Listen, what we're gonna be doing is gonna be giving you a brief breakdown of exclusive game for men and women. What you can do is you can tune into our content, you can follow, like, share, and subscribe on all of our platforms. We are gonna be giving you some exclusive content that nobody in the game is doing. Y'all stay tuned. Our first segment, we're gonna be talking about additional red flags that men and women do in certain situations in a relationship. Now men, I'm talking to you. A lot of times you gotta understand, when a woman's coming in and out of your life, it's for a reason. She's not just doing it to toot your own horn. She's typically probably leaving somebody or leaving another man and realizes, hey, let me go back to so-and-so because he probably treated me better than the guy that she's left. 9 times out of 10, a woman doesn't realize a good man until she's dealt with a bad one. Again, 9 times out of 10, a woman has not dealt with a good man, or she doesn't even know what a good man looks like until she's been treated by a bad man. So when a woman is instantly coming back into your life months, weeks, years later, hey, I just wanted to check on you. You know, me and your mama had a good relationship. Oh, how's your sister doing? I heard she had a baby. Listen, the small talk, it's all to throw you off. She's only trying to get back into your life for a particular reason. Fellas, be smart. Women, same thing. When a man's in and out of your life, if he's in and out of your life, he's inconsistent with his messaging, he's inconsistent with his communication, telltale sign. If he's going weeks, days without talking to you, and then he all of a sudden, hey, what you doing? Telltale sign. It's a red flag. You have to pay attention to these things. A lot of people aren't cognizant of knowing what red flags really are. They overlook them. A lot of times people see red flags, identify them, and they imagine that they're green, and they'll green light it, and they'll go through the process of everything, all the way to possibly getting married, realizing there was red flags from the day one and the day that you met that person. Overlooking them, wishing for the best, hoping for the best. And sometimes it does work out, sometimes it doesn't. Another instance, we talk about people having levels of maturity. There's different levels of maturity for sure. I talked to an old school cat one day, and he was telling me, he said, you know, youngster, it's certain levels to maturity, man, that, you know, people your age and your generation aren't gonna understand. It's something that, you know, we as old folks, we come up doing certain things a certain way. Grandpa and mama, they never broke up. Regardless of what happened in the household, they kept it in the household. They never opened the door to their bedroom to the rest of the world, to the church or anybody else in the neighborhood. They kept everything solid. And even though 20, 40 years is a hard time to keep together, and that, I'm talking to my married men, man. Salute to the married people out there as well. It's hard to stay in a relationship for 20 years. I wouldn't even say it's love that will keep you in a relationship for 20 years. It's more of sacrifice. You want to be there. Us as men, we automatically take on the responsibility of a woman. We make a woman ours. We're vulnerable and we're willingly taking on a woman as a responsibility. And from that part on, we are basically responsible for this individual and through everything she has to going on in her life. So it's gonna be emotional. We're gonna have to deal with certain situations we don't want to deal with, but it is what it is. Us as men, we also are typically the ones that's paying for everything at the beginning. It's called the courting stage. Now with the courting stage, it can work and it cannot work for you. You have to understand when it comes to courting. A lot of cats want to run these women out to these fancy 5-star restaurants and buy these big old T-bone steaks and lobsters, and then wonder why the woman ain't speaking to them the whole time of the dinner. $200-300 bill comes out, you hooting and hollering with your partners the next day, and you ain't get none. Well, listen, you don't have to run these women to these 5-star restaurants. You have to be a little bit more savvy. Understand this, there's so many different things that you can do for a first date. It doesn't consist of caviar, lobster, steak, or anything else exclusive like you think it is. It's the first date. It's an interview process. We have to see if we even qualify to even be dating each other, to even be talking to each other. You could tell me something about you, and it might turn me completely off on this first date. So I'll give you advice. You can go get a smoothie. You can go to Starbucks. You can have a cup of tea. You can go walks in the park. That's the old movie stuff right there, right? Cool. But it's typically up to the man to go ahead and structure the date anyways. So why are we putting ourselves in these positions to where we're going to these 5-star restaurants and it's costing us an arm and a leg? And then we complaining about it. I'm telling you, fellas, you gotta tighten up, because these women gonna keep eating out. They're gonna keep eating. They're gonna keep sitting down, enjoying themselves, and having these fancy meals for nothing. A woman will absolutely go on a date with you for a free meal. Don't ever think otherwise. Again, a woman will absolutely go on a date with you for a free meal. Hey, listen, a lot of these women they don't see it that way. They look at it like, what can I get out of him real quick? Some women do. Most women, I can't speak for all of them, but there's some good women still out here though. There's some good women still out here, but you have to identify them, and you have to know when you're dealing with a bad woman. Also, fellas, you lust what you like, and you might go after it. But one thing I could tell you, and I heard an old school cat say this, he said, you need to like who likes you. Like who likes you, and find you somebody that likes you more than you like them. I didn't understand what he said until I started to get a little bit more into my ages, and I started to date, and I started to really move in with women, and I understood exactly what he was saying. A man will go all out and do some crazy, crazy things for a woman that he loves. And he'll damn near kill himself, man, to prove his loyalty to a woman and certain instincts. But at the end of the day, that's the type of energy you're gonna need from your woman. You need your woman she needs to be able to love you and show you that, hey, at the end of the day, we are both the prize. We're gonna be in a type of relationship, we're gonna submit to each other. And when people say submit, these women throw submit around all day long. They really don't know what it means. A man is automatically submitting to a woman when he introduces himself, when he's putting himself in a position to take her on a date. He's putting himself in a position to remember her birthday and get her something for her birthday. And he's taking care of the courting stages. He is already in the possibility of submitting to you. What else is he getting from it? All he's doing is picking up responsibility. If he didn't want to be there, he can just leave. Everything that you're getting is a benefit of a man. Understand that when you're in a relationship. Now, don't get it twisted. Ladies, I know there's a lot of fellas out here that don't really know what they want in life. They don't really have nothing going on in life. Their dreams are beyond true, and they're reaching and hoping for something to happen, and it's not going to happen. And that's what you have to identify that. A lot of you women are successful, especially my black women. Black women have the number one, first of all, black women are the number one homeowners in the United States of America. They have the most doctorate degrees in the United States of America. This is a fact. Black women. So for men to be saying black women we don't love black women, we love black women. We love black women. We got to say that again. We love black women. We love all women, but for our black women, it's special. Y'all special to us. Y'all got to know that. And right now, it's very, very important, because you see a lot of these podcasters get on these podcasts and they attack these black women, and they're not being able to talk to y'all the way that y'all need to, so y'all can understand where we coming from as men, as black men. I'm here to do that. I'm very articulate, and I can go ahead and get my point across without being disrespectful. And that's the most important part. But at the same time, a lot of you women lack accountability, and that's unfortunate. A lot of you women will listen to somebody that is making good points, and y'all will contradict yourself in the middle of a conversation, knowing that you're wrong, but y'all play defense and y'all don't play any offense. It's all love, but at the end of the day, you have to understand that you're dealing with some guys they know what they want. Some guys know what they want, and when they say a man knows who he's gonna marry, it's very much true. He knows when he's gonna marry. He knows who he's gonna marry. Now, it might not be the timing that you think you wanted him to marry you, but that man has his mindset. He knows how a woman needs to make him feel for him to be his woman. And at the end of the day, marriage is a beautiful thing. You know what I mean? It is a beautiful thing, but it's not for everybody. I'll segue into marriage, and you think a lot of marriages are, believe it or not, created off of one-night stands. Again, a lot of marriages are created off of one-night stands. I know that's far-fetched, and a lot of people don't want to hear that, but again, we talk about levels of maturity. A one-night stand is not for everybody. Understand that. You might meet somebody out in the club, anywhere. You could be at a restaurant, anywhere, any kind of event, musical event, and y'all hit it off. Y'all have a chemistry. Y'all go get something to eat, slow music, a little alcohol involved. You never know. And things lead to, one thing leads to another, and y'all end up being intimate together. That doesn't necessarily mean that you guys are an item. Ladies, I'm talking to you. A lot of times when y'all have these one-night stands, or you're dealing with a guy and y'all get intimate, y'all usually say, oh, we go together. It's not the case. You know what I mean? A lot of times y'all don't even know the half about this man. You don't know if this man's a good father to the kids he had before you. You don't know what he got going on. A lot of y'all don't even know his relationship with his mother. You know what I mean? And again, ladies, do you really want to be with a man after one night stand and you don't even know if the sex was good or not. You know what I mean? Might have had an off night. You never know. But people say one night stands are so nasty, they're so disgusting, but believe it or not, I guarantee there's somebody in your family that's still together 5, 10, 15 years later, and they met off a one night stand. It's levels of maturities. It's not for everybody. It's not for everybody. But at the end of the day, it's happening. We in a generation where young people are meeting each other and they going for what they know. Some women, some men, they want to see what they dealing with up front. So they take it there. You know what I mean? It's not for everybody, again. But you can't say it's disgusting and it's not, and it's this and this and that. There's maturity levels to it. And again, there's been marriages, long-lived marriages from one night stand. Again, I'll tell you a couple things about the one night stand thing. You got old schools that back in the day, they have multiple houses. They'll have a woman here and they have keys to this house. They have keys to this house. They have keys to this house. Nowadays, it's a little bit different. You know what I mean? Instead of having keys and you had them Rolling Stones back in the early days, you got youngsters out here having babies 100 miles an hour. You know what I mean? Fellas, stop putting yourself in a position and getting these girls that you know nothing about pregnant and then crying about it when they put you on child support. You have to step up. You got to be sharper, man. There's no reason for you to go dealing with this woman and you unprotected. You're putting yourself in a terrible position. You putting the odds against you off the bat when you go ahead and you dealing with these girls that you know that have no responsibility and they aren't doing anything in their life. Again, y'all got to understand where we coming from. We giving it to you fast and short. Short, never long talk. When Playas talk, it's your boy JG. We got a whole bunch of content coming. We want y'all to like, share, subscribe. Follow us on all social platforms at Entitled Kings and the platform 972. We appreciate y'all and y'all see us soon.